Now the topic before us is meaning of foreign exchange rate. Suppose we want to visit another country, say USA. We are living in India. So when we are to visit USA, that is the foreign country, we will be staying there, we will be taking food or purchasing certain goods and services from there. So what will we pay? In which form we will pay? We will pay in the form of local currency, that is the legal tender of USA. Which is the what is the currency of USA? It is US dollar. So when we are visiting another country, we will require the domestic currency of that country. That is US dollar is the foreign currency for an Indian. When we are to purchase foreign currency, we will have to pay some Indian currency. At present, the rate of one US dollar is about rupees 83 Indian rupee. It is approximately. So, what is the meaning of foreign exchange rate? Foreign exchange rate means what amount of currency we will have to pay to purchase one unit of another currency, or what is the price of one currency in relation to another. In the same way, if we are to visit Canada, we will have to purchase Canadian dollar. What is the value of Canadian dollar? It is 61.04 Indian rupee. If we are to say visit some European countries where euro is the legal tender, then we will have to pay 89.60 Indian rupee. That is, to purchase 1 euro, we will have to pay 89.60 Indian rupee. This is the exchange rate. That is, when we are to exchange one currency for another, this is the exchange rate. The price of one currency in relation to another currency. Now, this is the definition. Foreign exchange rate is also shortly known as simply exchange rate, or it is the rate or price at which currency of one country can be exchanged for currency of another. In simple terms, we can say that how much of one currency we need to pay to purchase one unit of another currency. This is known as forex rate. As of March 1st, 2024, exchange rate between euro and Indian rupee is 89.60. Here it is Indian rupee, it is euro. So we will have to pay 89.60 Indian rupee to receive 1 euro. In the same way, if we want to purchase say 1 euro and we are living in USA, then to purchase 1 euro we will have to pay 1.08 US dollars. It is not that the exchange rates are fixed. That is, if the exchange rate of euro today is 1.08 US dollar, it will remain as it is in future. That is, it is continuously changing every second, because in the foreign exchange market, which is a decentralized marketplace and where the participants are spread across the globe in the form of banks, foreign exchange dealers, central bank, individual traders, the transactions are continuously taking place in the foreign exchange market, and the Forex rate continuously changes from time to time. It is dynamic. Dynamic means changing, and it fluctuates from time to time. Exchange rates, why they change? Exchange rates, why fluctuate? Because it is influenced. Exchange rates are influenced by different factors. What is supply and demand? Suppose if there is lot of demand of US dollars, and today suppose US dollar is approximately say 83 Indian rupee. It is, we are taking just example. If there is high demand, then it may be possible that its price may increase. That is, the exchange rate may increase. Or if the demand for US dollar decreases, it is quite possible that it may decrease. In the same way, if the supply of one currency is more, then its exchange rate in comparison to other currency may fall. Next is economic conditions. Economic conditions also affect the exchange rate. Central bank policies, the value of the currency is also affected by the policies of the central bank. If the policies of the central bank are favorable, then the value of your currency in relation to another currency increases. If the market sentiments are good, the value of your currency will appreciate in relation to other currencies. If market sentiment is not proper, the value of your currency in relation to other currencies will decrease. If there is political instability in the country, suppose if there is political instability in India, suppose, then what will happen? It may be possible that the value of this currency, Indian currency, may fall up to say 86 or 90. We are here just taking the example of US dollar or Indian rupee. It can be in comparison to other currencies as well, in comparison to euro, in comparison to ruble, etc. Forex rates are always quoted in pairs. When we go to the market to purchase something, say certain goods, then what happens? We ask the shopkeeper what is the price. He tells that the value of this goods is worth rupees this, or the value of this goods is worth rupees $1 or some other price. So on one side there is quantity, and on the other side there is the price of the goods. In the same way, when we are talking about the foreign exchange rate, what we are doing? We are selling one currency and buying another currency. For example, we are living in India, we are having Indian rupee, and we want to visit Canada, where currency is Canadian dollar, or we want to import certain goods from Canada. So here, what two currencies are involved? It is Indian rupee we are selling, or Canadian dollar we are buying. So here two currencies are involved. In the same way, if we want to visit say Australia, so what will happen? There again two currencies will be involved. One is Indian rupee and the other is Australian dollar. So forex rates are always quoted in pairs, because when you exchange currencies, you are essentially buying one currency and while simultaneously selling another currency. In case of India, we will be selling Indian rupee and buying another currency. You will always see that forex rates written as something like this: EUR over USD, pronounced as euro per US dollar. We are simply giving here example. It can be also just like this, or it can be like this. So when it is written that euro oblique USD exchange rate is 1.08, it means that 1 euro can be exchanged for approximately 1.08 US dollar. In the same way, if we want to purchase one Canadian dollar, we will have to pay 61.04 Indian rupee. It may be added that the value of Kuwaiti dollar is the highest in the world. Value of the foreign currency, that is the Kuwaiti dollar, is highest in the world. However, the strongest currency in the world is US dollar. However, there are also other currencies. This is US dollar is normally preferred in international trade. Currency options for importers. Suppose we are from India and we want to purchase certain goods from USA, or we want to purchase certain goods from, say, Nepal. What is the position? If we are normally, as an Indian, if we import certain goods from some other country, then we will normally have to pay in the currency of the exporter country. Suppose if it is USA or it is, say, Japan, we are here importing goods, or from USA, then it may happen that normally when we import goods, the will of the exporter country or the will of the exporter prevails. That is, we will have to pay as per the wishes of the exporting country or exporting businessman. So naturally, when we are importing goods from Japan, they may ask that you pay in Japanese currency, Japanese yen. Or when we are importing goods from USA, they will ask for payment in US dollars. Or if we are importing from some other country, they may ask for US dollars, which is the mostly preferred currency in the international trade. It may also happen that when we are importing from some other country, they may ask that neither the currency of the importer nor the currency of exporter, neither the currency of the importing country nor the currency of the exporting country. For example, if we take the example of, say, India, USA, it may happen that the exporter and importer may agree that they will instead ask for payment of some third other currency, that the importer will pay in some other currency. Though it is very rare, it may happen that some third currency may be opted for transaction in international trade as agreed. It may also happen that sometimes there are trade agreements between two countries. Suppose there are two countries, A and B, as has happened in the case of Russia and China. Russia and China have entered into an agreement that to give preference to their domestic currency in the trade between Russia and China, they will give preference to the currency of the exporting country. It means that if Russia is the importer, the Russia is the importer from China, Russia is importing, then it will pay in Chinese currency. If China is importing, then exporter is Russia, then the Chinese will have to pay in rubles. So it may happen that in case of trade agreement, they may ask for the payment in the currency of the exporting country. So these are the three options before you. That is, one is domestic currency, Another is strong currency, which is normally US dollar. And the third option is other currencies, neither the currency of the exporting country nor the importing country, but some other third currency. Now, there are some factors which influence this choice of currency, in which currency international trade should happen. In case we are in India and we are importing certain goods, then there may be certain restrictions imposed by the Central Bank of India. It means that is Reserve Bank of India, which is the central bank in India. There may be certain rules and regulations which have been framed with regard to foreign exchange. So we will have to obey the same. As already told, there may be some trade agreement between two countries. Now, normally, trade agreement is fastened on the business community. The individual traders may opt for not to insist for the currency of the exporting country in return of the goods. We hope you might have understood this concept of meaning of foreign exchange rate very easily. Now the topic before us is a closer look at sources of foreign exchange supply. First is exports. When we do exports, suppose we are from India and we export to Japan. Exports. As already told that in the case of exports, mostly the will of the exporting country or the will of the exporting businessman prevails. If the exporting country or the exporter says that I will receive the payment in your currency, that is in the case of the importing currency, I will receive the your currency in return for goods which I have sent to you, then it results into the inflow of foreign exchange. That is, when exports take place, there may be inflow of foreign exchange. Though in case of certain exports, some countries may insist that the payment may be made in their domestic currency. Then when the tourists visit our country from abroad, it results into the supply of foreign exchange because they will generally spend their foreign currency for food, hotel expenses, buying other goods and services. When the foreigners make investment in our country to purchase buildings, industries, or some other land, then foreign currency or foreign exchange comes into our country. This is the source of supply of foreign exchange. When we get loans from the rest of the world, that is from other foreign governments or foreign banks, we may get loans. The foreign currency or foreign exchange comes into our country, there is supply of foreign exchange. Then there are persons who are from our country but working abroad. Their families are living back in the home country. So the workers of our country who are working abroad, they may be sending money to their families in the home country. So this results to the inflow of foreign exchange or supply of foreign exchange. Sometimes we receive grants and donations from abroad. It may be unilateral transfers or some sort of grants for investment purpose. some specific purpose. Some donations may be received by our country from the rest of the world. It results also into the supply of foreign exchange. It is quite possible that some of our business houses may be having certain properties abroad. When they sell their properties or businesses abroad, they will receive foreign currency. So when there is asset sale in foreign country by the domestic entities, it may result into the supply of foreign exchange. Now we will form the supply curve of foreign exchange. This is the supply curve of foreign exchange. Forex rate in relation to domestic currency. This is the quantity of foreign exchange supplied. This is x-axis, this is y-axis. If the price of a foreign currency is, we are here, will take the example of say Indian rupee and US dollar. At present, suppose the price of 1 US dollar is 83 Indian rupee. So if at present the forex rate or the price of foreign currency in relation to Indian currency is 83, suppose the quantity of foreign exchange supplied is 1000. If the price increases or the forex rate increases to 85, it may also increase to say 1300. The quantity of foreign exchange supplied, it also increases. There is a direct relationship. As the price or of foreign exchange or the forex rate increases, supply increases. Though we have formed it in the form of a straight line, it is for simply to make the concept simpler. That is, you understand the direct relationship between supply and forex rate. This is the simple understanding. But in actual reality, the form of supply curve may be something like this. It may not be a straight line. It may be in the form of this one. Why this one? This is at this price. This may be 1000, and when the price increases, it may be this one. This is 83 and this is 84, and it may be this one. Why this is in the form of a curve, supply curve is this one? Because when the price of forex currency increases, exporter will receive more. For example, if there is a businessman who is supplying goods to USA for say rupees 1000 US dollar, if the price of the forex rate increases, for the same goods supplied, he will receive 84,000 rupees for the same goods. Goods supplied worth rupees US dollar 1000, he will be receiving more money in the form of foreign currency. So he will feel incentivized. So he will export more goods so that he can give more money in the form of currency, domestic currency. As the price of foreign exchange is increasing, price of US dollar is increasing, but there is a limit to which the business production capacity can be increased by the business, or there is a limit to which the goods can be produced. So slowly and slowly, the increase in production or the level of the goods which can be exported comes to decrease. It may not increase after a certain point, or there may be decrease in the quantity which can be increased with the increase in price of foreign exchange. So this is the reason that though we take the normally take the supply curve as a straight line, this one straight line, normally it is in the form of a curve. It is important to note that supply curve as well as the demand curve, shape of supply curve as well as demand curve of foreign exchange, shape of both curves depends on the various factors such as government intervention, trade agreements between two countries, and speculative trading in the international forex market. Thanks for watching. If you like our course, please spare some time to give a star rating to our course.